You're now listening to the Basic and Boujie podcast.
Oh my God.
So exciting.
Welcome. FYI, we may curse.
A lot.
Facts. Yes. So, welcome to our first episode of
Yes.
the Basic and Boujie podcast. Two regular, degular girls from Philly.
We're super excited. I would love to lie and be like, oh my God, the trials and tribulations of starting this. But it was real easy.
Very.
Actually.
Very.
We had a fantastic partner.
Same.
Oh, we gotta add
If we
that.
had some sound effects that we could actually hear,
Right. We're going to work on that.
it could be like...
It's our first episode, so set your expectations low so you're not disappointed.
Yeah.
But we will get better.
And we won't disappoint.
Like, just look at the setup. Like,
This
obviously,
is official.
look at us.
This is official.
So this is our first episode. Meet the Jawns. Do you want to go first?
Yeah. So
Tell the world about yourself.
I'm going to tell you a little bit about me. I tried to write down like fun facts about me. I got two. I got two whole facts about me. So my name is Jawns. Fun fact number one, I'm a vegan. Yeah. We'll talk about that. We will talk about that.
Carnivore.
Yeah. Second fun fact, I'm going to turn 40 this year.
That's exciting.
What
And
happened?
Scary.
What happened? I'm okay with it, though. I'm okay with it. I'm all right with
You welcome it with open arms.
it. Yeah. Some people don't get to this age. And I don't mean to get all deep on our first episode, but
It's true.
it's true.
Especially in this current world that we're living in.
I know. This is crazy. We're going to have to talk a little bit about 2020 wrap up.
Oh, for sure.
Because by the time this airs, it'll be February 22nd, Margarita Day. So let's cheers on that.
Yes, we can do our cheers to that.
We're going to celebrate early.
Yes, cheers to that.
Yes.
So let me see. All right, so my name is Mel, short for Melanie. I have a bunch of other nicknames. Y'all figure it out along the way. Two fun facts about myself.
You could do more. I just found two
I know. I feel
as
like,
I'm like writing them down.
I feel like I'm not that interesting, but people are interested in me, if that makes sense.
Correct.
So,
Because I told your sister, Jamie, who she'll be on the podcast soon.
bullshit.
Wait till you get these.
Lot of
A load
sass.
of our special guests. When I told her, I was following you on Instagram, and I'm like, I think I'm your sister's biggest fan. Like, I'm fangirling over your sister. So we don't need to be friends anymore. I want to be friends with your sister.
so you just needed to meet her to get to me.
That's true. That's how
what-
it happened.
That was the plan.
That-
was the
that's how it
universe's
happened.
plan.
So, and then here we are.
On a show.
So that's how we met. Her sister is one of my closest friends, Jamie, who you'll meet on our second episode when you get to meet Bougie's besties.
So that's next Monday. After
Next
you
Monday.
watch this, you tune in next
Yep.
Monday. And
Subscribe.
listen to them.
Watch us on YouTube. Listen to us on the podcast.
Share it with your friends.
Please, your enemies, I don't care.
That's fine. Even
Everybody.
if you just want to like record us to talk shit about us, that's cool too.
That's fine.
We'll take it
DM
off.
us and then we'll talk about it.
It's fine. Let me see. So yeah, so I am 32. I am single. I'm newly single, so we'll definitely be talking about
We'll talk about that.
relationships and all that good stuff, entanglements, situationships, and everything in between.
All types of stuff.
Yeah. So some of you that are on here remember my Snapchat car chronicle story, and I think that was where the beginning of Mel, you should do a podcast, do a YouTube channel, do this, do that. And like I said, I don't think I'm that interesting, but other people do. So I was like, all right,
We do.
maybe, I guess. So instead, I just kind of just talk shit on 30-second clips instead of actually doing what I needed to do. And then I took a poll on IG, and 97% wanted to hear a podcast. And then Basic reached out and was like, "You want a Basic co-host?" And it just happened.
The rest is history.
That's it. It just happened.
Welcome.
I needed to do it with her because I am creative, but I'm a professional half-asser. So
I've never heard that. I
yes,
love that.
I am a professional half-asser. So I can get everything together, and then I'll just let it sit in a box.
Oh.
So I feel like I can get everything together, and you're type A, and you can be like, "No, bitch, we're gonna finish this out."
And here we are.
And here we are.
I didn't know that about you.
Yes.
Okay. So I had told my sister, who you'll meet too, I think Veronica, who you guys will meet.
We might have to call her in
Yeah.
if she want to act up.
Yeah, because she don't want to be on camera. Little does she know. We're gonna set her up. Oh, this mic picks up everything. I just like sniffed. So I told them I wanted to do a podcast, and I think them knowing that I'm quiet, reserved, not in the public eye, not that I'm famous,
Not yet.
that I wasn't gonna, I guess, go through with it. But then 2020 happened. We all gained a little introspective into ourselves. And I was like, I'm doing it. I just need a sign. Saw Mel's Instagram and I was like, we need to do this.
The universe was talking to us.
And it worked.
It did.
And this setup was
that was
so
like
easy.
November.
Yeah.
And everything just started coming together.
Mm-hmm. I put a poll up today to see if anyone would listen. So far, so good. So I'll be following up with all of you that said yes, so you guys can listen. So I know you will.
Sometimes I wonder if people are really interested in me or they just want to be nosy.
I mean, we'll take it.
But I feel like podcast is for nosy people. And here we are, so you can be all up in our business.
Because we're going to talk about, oh my God, what are we going to talk about? We have like 100 topics already. Yeah. Weekly topics of what we're going to talk about. Shitty bosses.
For sure.
Relationships. Latina mothers, because we're both Latina.
Lord, talk about it. That might be like a 3-part
series.
Like Latina mothers.
It's going to need its own podcast.
Listen, if you get Hurricane Hilda on here, it's going to be a while.
I got some stories about Maria. I got some stories. Some good stories. The stuff that you find out later in life because they weren't trying to tell you as you were growing up, but now you're both adults and share more, and you're just like, the fuck?
Like,
what?
What happened?
You? Yeah. So I'm trying to think of the other ones before I start rambling through my notes or like rummaging through my notes. Because we had some really good.
You're going to meet my besties. You're going to meet her besties. We're going to talk about our mothers. We're going to talk about bosses, jobs, entrepreneurship, retiring the 9-to-5 life and becoming your own woman.
Yes.
Doing your own thing. Because 9-to-5 ain't for everybody.
It really isn't. And if this year has taught us anything, it's that you don't need to go into an office and be productive that old school way, right? Exactly. Like I've been working from home since March. I think most of us have been working from home since March. And we made it happen. We working, we're getting it done. You could do it. So
it's like, how mandatory are all these mandatory meetings?
Yeah.
Because we've had them all year.
Yeah.
And we haven't been in this stupid ass room with these stale ass donuts.
I feel like
what do you really need to talk about that could not be sent in an email?
We could do a whole that could have been an email conversation. And we all know that most of those meetings now could have been an email. We had an inkling, and now we know for sure it could have been email. So let's cheers again, because it's margarita day.
Clink, clink.
Little salt all over our whatever this
What's
is.
What's the warranty on this thing?
We already need a new one. We spilled margarita salt all over it.
So you've been working from home for most of all 2020. Unfortunately for me, I'm a nurse, so I cannot work from home. I'm a nurse in a different role. I'm not at the bedside anymore, so I could technically probably work from home, but I do still have patients that need to come in, get blood work, whatever. So for me, I've just been working within the pandemic. So I don't really feel like that's much of a change for me. But I know that people that have been working from home for a long time, it's going to be a struggle.
It is. Imagine not having to put on real pants for like 10 months.
One of my girlfriends was like, "Okay, wish me luck for my interview," and she's like dressed from the waist up and has on like panties. Like, like, good luck, girl. If it's a guy, just tilt the camera,
and you'll get it. You'll get the job.
Times is hard.
But we, no, I can't imagine. So where I work, it's like 4,000-ish, maybe less. I'm probably exaggerating. Let's say 2,000. It's still in the thousands. People in that office. You can't imagine getting in an elevator with all those people day one back.
Just like the anxiety of being out in like a normal open world with all these people around you after we were just like, 6 feet.
Stay away. That's going to be interesting. I know they can't just make us come back like that all at once.
It's gonna have
shot.
To be like steps.
That's going to be like, steps or some kind of procedure. We'll see. We shall see.
And I feel like also I wanted to mention the interesting thing about us saying, like, for people that are watching this podcast or listening to this podcast, and you guys are learning about us and we're learning about us and each other at the same time.
Yep.
Because I feel like Jocelyn has always been in my life because Jamie's older than me and you've just always been around, but I don't know you like intimately, like we're going to get to know each other.
Right.
So I'm excited.
That's very true. So we should play some games.
Yes, game time.
What should we do? So we're going to play some games so you can get to know us. And to Mel's point, we could get to know each other a little better because we've always known about each other. We've hung out occasionally, birthday parties, the girls' birthday parties, Zola and Layla.
And then when we were younger, it was that whole your mom telling you take your little sister and my mom telling my sister take your little sister. So that's how me and Ashley got to know each other when we were younger.
Yep.
So it's like a full circle.
Very much. It's crazy how that stuff works out. All right, so let's see.
Some never have I ever, because that's how you really get to know people.
Do you want to do that one?
Let's do it.
All right. We'll go back and forth. Whichever questions you want to ask.
All right, let's go for it.
We're gonna need 2 margaritas.
Listen, I got the Don Julio ready. You let me know when you want a refill. Oh, maybe we should hire like a bartender to bring us drinks.
We could do. Forget editing.
We need a free bartender. We haven't made any money yet, so we're not paying for these jobs.
Yes. If you haven't bartended in a while and really miss it, you can come and bartend for us. Every Sunday, we record on Sundays.
Yep. All right. So, you want to start from the top or you want to mix it up?
Start from the top.
All right.
Yeah.
So, we're going to drink if we've done it.
Drink if you've done it.
And not drink if you haven't.
Right.
So, never have I ever broken a bone.
Yeah, broken a bone.
You want to talk about it?
I don't remember it. I was a baby, and I fell out of my coche. What can I say coche? Stroller.
Yeah, there's probably going to be a lot of Spanglish in here as well. I didn't think about that. There's going to be a lot of Spanglish in here as well, for sure.
So, yeah. So I don't remember it, but I know I fell out of my stroller. And I think I broke my arm. I'll ask Maria if I broke my arm and my leg. It was a limb. I know it was a limb. I don't know which one.
Well, I guess you healed nicely because you don't even remember it.
I don't remember it.
You don't have like a short arm or a short leg. Everything's good.
I work out and don't have no problems.
Right. Listen, we're going to talk about that because you're going to have to teach me some things.
We'll talk about that too. All right.
Never have I ever cheated on a test.
Okay.
Alrighty then.
Transparency, full disclosure. We both.
Like, I would give you a story, but I cheated so many times. I don't have
which one?
One particular story.
I'm sure I copied off of somebody else.
Right.
What are you going to do?
Which is funny because I was one of those students that I wouldn't allow people to copy off of me. Like, I will build a fort. Don't look at my paper. But if I didn't study, but you move so I can see what's going on.
I remember writing on a little piece of paper and putting that. Yeah.
I perfected like the tiny handwriting on an index card or something. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I think there's a friend that we're not friends with anymore. We can talk about it later. She used to write it on her arm and pull up her sleeve. Oh my I don't know how she got away with it. How do you pull up your sleeve? But whatever. It worked for her. I think she's a pretty successful realtor right now.
Oh, well, go ahead, girl.
Did it. Hope you didn't cheat on that realtor.
No.
All right. Never have I ever skipped school. Do you ever hear of senior cut day?
Hello?
Yeah.
I'll talk about this only because it got to a point where I was skipping school so much that there was a little truancy officer knocking at my door.
You don't want that.
Yeah, so I overdid it. Whatever that limit was, I passed the limit. And then the officer came on a Saturday. He didn't come
wasn't playing
during the week. He came on a Saturday.
He didn't know where to find you during the week.
Right, because clearly I wasn't at school.
And you weren't at school.
He waited for Hurricane Hill to be home.
Oh, no.
Knocked on the door. Which is interesting because she would drop me off at school. So she's like,
just, where'd you go?
How you miss 50% of attendance when I drop you off?
100% of the time.
Right. I don't know.
Oh, my God. There should be some other ones in here. Like, did you ever get beat?
Right.
for some of the stuff you did.
Listen, I got beat all the time. We'll talk about that.
Well, you're a second kid. We'll talk about that. Uh-huh.
Your turn.
Never have I ever been awake for 24 hours. I don't think I have.
Oh, I have.
I don't think I have. Is there a good story with that? Like the drinking and partying or work?
Work.
Nah.
Working night shift and getting off at 7 a.m. and just like, no, I'm not going to sleep on my day away. So then I just function like a zombie for 24 hours instead. But no fun times for that. Never have I ever had braces.
Wait a minute. Hold on. I got to take a sip.
No braces required.
That's a natural smile?
This is a natural smile.
I thought since Jamie had braces, you would definitely have braces.
Oh, here's a fun fact. I still have a baby tooth. Right here.
What?
This one's an adult tooth, and this one's a baby tooth.
I don't want it.
That's why it's my good side.
We picked our sides. Don't call me if you're going to lose that baby tooth at 32.
I know. So
that's crazy.
Apparently, my adult tooth is laying flat, but the baby tooth is hanging on by a thread. So if anything goes down,
it's coming
I'm
right
losing
up.
it. So I got.
But at least you got the other one
my good
right in
side.
the cut.
Right.
You good.
I could just shift my wig and just like hide it. I'll figure it out. Never have I ever been camping.
Oh yeah, I've been camping. We'll talk about that.
The shirt says Boujie. Does it look like I would go camping?
Have you been glamping?
No, but I'm up for that.
Do you know how much they cost? Well, some of the ones I've seen.
Is it expensive?
We'll look. Some of the ones I saw. Yeah, but they look really nice. Like really, really nice.
Yeah, I need to be like somewhere with like electricity and stuff.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I can't be in the woods.
I'd gone camping with my family, and then I worked for the Boy Scouts for 6 years.
I remember that.
So I went. That's a different kind of camping.
Yeah,
like,
that's
Boy
like
Scout
hardcore.
camping is like serious camping. We'll talk more about that possibly in another episode. But I couldn't hang.
Really,
I couldn't
that's
do it.
interesting.
No.
I forgot that you worked there for a long time.
That's where I became an adult. Met so many good people. My first real job. All right. That next one's stupid. Never have I ever. Come on. Dated someone. We're 39 and 32. What do you think? Never have I ever crashed a car.
I crashed the guy that I was dating car, so we could talk about that.
You.
He literally let me borrow his car for a day, and when he gave me the keys, he said, "Take care of my baby." And then I called him several hours later, and I was like, "I got in an accident. Sorry, I didn't take care of your baby."
And we're not dating anymore.
And now it's over. That was short-lived.
So what are you gonna do? You're fine.
Everybody's fine. Car's fine. I'm fine. I guess he's fine. I don't know.
Sure.
Never have I ever lied to a friend. I sure have.
Little
Let's
white
be
lies.
real. My friend's like, "We still going out?" "Oh, girl, I got cramps now." No, I just don't want to bother.
Yeah.
That's like my go-to.
Go stay inside. To anybody.
I got cramps. All I really want to do is just sit on the couch with my dog. That's really what I want to do.
Where is she?
Where is Bella? Oh, look, she's over there now. Now she's not paying us no mind.
Oh. Fine, Bella.
She's too cool for us.
All right. Never have I ever been dumped. Yeah.
Do you remember why you were dumped?
Because he was a cheater.
And he dumped you? He did some shit.
Yeah. We're in high school. Whatever.
Yeah. I got dumped because the guy said something like he wanted to have fun and I was like a more serious kind of girl.
Has he met you now?
So I was like, "Oh, you're lost, buddy. I'm the wild card." What you mean? I'm tons of fun.
Some boys are stupid.
They are stupid. But now fast forward like 15 years, he's like, "What's up with you?"
Yeah, okay.
Sir.
Nope.
Bye.
Yep.
Next.
Keep it moving. All right. Well, is it my turn or your turn?
Look, now,
I feel like we've drank a lot.
Are
We've hit all of these. All right. Never have I ever used a fake ID.
I haven't actually.
Hold on.
I think because I always looked older.
So they just never carded you?
No, I've never been. I don't think I've ever. By the time they started carding me, I actually was already 21.
No. No.
And I've definitely stolen Jamie's ID just in case. Nobody ever asked me.
It's just
Nobody ever asked me.
they didn't even see.
care.
That's not fair. I don't like getting carded now.
Right. I was like, how dare you?
Like you know.
I
I'm
feel like
not
now when
under
they
21,
do it, it's
stop
like,
it.
you trying to play me? You just
Yeah.
want to know how
You
old
just
I
want to
am?
be sweet.
Right.
Or not
Or shady.
sweet. Get out
Which
of here.
one?
Yeah, I used my cousin's ID. So all my cousins that I'm very close to are at least 3 years older than me. So growing up, like, right, I'm 16, they're 19, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So my cousin Evelyn, who I would love for you guys to meet. Oh, my God. Such a good time. And Michelle, we'll bring them.
Mm-hmm.
So they, when they would go out, Evelyn had to get a new ID. It's some situation. I don't even know if she remembers this, so this will be interesting. So she got a new ID or something and found her old one, or so, I don't know what the circumstances were, but then I used her ID because we looked very similar. Like if you see me and Evelyn, you'll see like, all right, you can see the similarities. So I would use her ID to get into clubs until I turned 21. And I would go in right after her. So like
same. Clearly the bouncers were not.
they were not reading the name, the look, nothing. Because I don't even think for New Jersey, you take a new picture if you get a new ID.
I don't think so.
Because we just renewed our licenses and they
Same
still got my same picture. I'll take it. I like that picture.
Yeah, I really do like my picture from last.
So yeah, that's the little story behind that one.
I never used a fake ID. Never have I ever fallen down in public.
I feel like we need context behind that question.
Like I've tripped, but I'm like, have I fallen?
I've
like,
fallen,
and bust my ass in front of
but
somebody?
not like a fun story.
Yeah. We could just drink
I'll
for
just take a sip.
because it's National Margarita Day. Why not?
Okay, let's see.
Oh, I might as well hold my glass for the next one.
Never have I ever fallen down in public. Wait, I said that. Never have I ever spied on my neighbor.
Absolutely.
Oh,
Why do
yeah.
you think I have a balcony on my apartment?
First, we're both from North Philly. So there was always something going on
Always.
on the block. Always. Now I live in a very quiet neighborhood, but occasionally there's a little drama with one of our neighbors. So it's interesting. It's a different kind of drama than
Right.
what you would see in North Philly, but it's still like, what's going on? What's happening? Don't put the blinds too open.
Right.
They can
Turn the
see
light
us.
out. Hurry up. Yeah, I love where I live now, but there's no drama going on around here.
There's no drama.
I can't really see what's happening in my old apartment. My balcony would face other people's balconies, and I sat out there for hours watching everybody else, minding everybody else's business.
I would do this.
I love people watching.
I would love to. Listen, in my office building, it's not mine. I don't own it. But
It's just so fun to see.
where I work, before COVID, we have this like huge lobby, and there's a desk at the lobby. It's like a concierge desk where you can invite people and you meet them there when you have meetings and stuff. If I could have my laptop set there and just like look
Just
out
watch.
the lobby, I'd be the happiest person. Love people
Yeah, I can
watching.
see that.
Love
I love
it.
people watching. I had a friend that we would people watch and guess what they did for a living based on their appearance.
I
just
love that.
based on how they look. Like, what do you think their name is? What do you think they do for a living?
Oh, I give people names all the time.
I will make up a whole story about somebody. Like they walk across the street, I'm like, look at her, make up a whole story.
I give people names all the time. If we take
definitely
this
give
on the
people
road,
names.
we take this on the road, sit and people watch, we can make up a whole story.
Oh, we would have so much fun with
We
that.
would. You guys probably wouldn't get it.
No,
Unless
because
we
they would have
recorded
to
it,
see it.
but,
But yeah,
yeah.
like I would.
Oh, that would be so much
see
fun.
Some random guy walk by. I'm like, all right, Scott, have a seat. Like, settle down. If I say Scott, you could picture a Scott in your head. You know what I'm talking about.
My brother-in-law's name is Scott.
No offense, brother-in-law. Never have I ever. What's the next one?
Lied about my age.
When I was younger.
I guess
lied
so.
About being older.
Yeah.
So
I don't lie about being younger now.
no, I just forget how old I am.
And after a couple more of these, we're definitely gonna forget.
Something happened after like 27 where I just stopped counting. I just kept thinking that I was 27. I'm like, I'm 20. No, I'm not. I'm like, how old am I? I just forget.
When we have Jamie and then Veronica on, we stopped. Veronica swears that we're still 16.
Oh,
right?
okay, that's fine.
Like that's that's just the age that we continue to like think of. And
I
then
feel 16.
I feel 16.
Yeah, I feel like who the hell told me I could be 32?
See, Maria's calling me.
Maria.
Mom, I can't talk right now. I have to text Ashley, tell her to call her back.
I'm working, Ma.
I told you what I was doing. You watch YouTube. That's how she says it. YouTube. I love it. YouTube. Lost my train of thought. It's because of Maria. But anyway. Oh, Jamie. We'll have to have her tell the when she turned 16 story. When she came into the building at school, we were like, tell us all about it. Tell us your. She was the first one to turn. She was the first one to turn 16, and we're like, tell us all about it.
What's
She's
it like?
It's glorious. So I think we
being
peaked.
So extra with that story. Like today, I woke up and I'm a woman.
I'm a whole new woman.
Oh my God! And we also went to the same high school.
We did.
Several years apart.
Ashley went there too.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. So wait, you're 32. Ashley's 27. Don't get mad at me. 27. Nope, 28.
So there may or may not have been a year that we overlapped.
Maybe.
That probably was a senior when she was
I thought you guys were closer in age.
I
Not
thought
that you're
so,
that
too.
far apart, but I just thought
I
you
thought
were
we were
closer.
only like a year or two apart.
So yeah, we all went to Masbah.
We did. The Panthers.
Let's look for a good one, because some of these are like, meh.
Let's see. We can talk about never have I ever been lost, because I probably have the worst sense of direction ever.
Really?
So I'm just going to drink to that because I'm just always lost. With GPS, I'm still lost.
I'm going to take a drink because I will put on my GPS from like work to home. I know exactly how to do that, but I need to know what's the average time.
Right.
And then try and beat that.
Right.
So we'll just, whatever, we'll take a drink.
Drink again.
This is going to be an hour episode just because we keep drinking.
Right. So thirsty. Mm-hmm. Where was I going? I was driving downtown, and I was supposed to be going downtown for something, but I ended up in Jersey. Because what's the bridge where you...
you have to cross a whole bridge.
Across the whole bridge. But I couldn't get over it. Wherever it is like turn on 6th Street, and then you end up on the bridge.
Oh,
but
5th Street and...
Yeah, where everything kind of
Benjamin
splits.
Franklin.
Right. So I wasn't... First of all, I was the new driver, and I wasn't ballsy enough to just cut somebody off so that I could stay in my own city.
Gotcha.
I got scared, and I said, all right, well, then I guess I'm going to Jersey, and then I could just turn around real quick. Well, no, that wasn't the case because I had no cash. So I figured I could use my card, or they could take a picture of my license plate or something. No, ma'am. I ended up in a Camden Poppy store somewhere using their ATM to get cash out because they would not let me come back into the city. And I'm like, I don't live here. I don't know where I'm going. And
did they make you reverse off the bridge? Like when you hit the toll?
No, she let me through, but she said where that police officer is, you're going to go right through there. And they watched me like a hawk to make sure that I didn't go straight across back into Philly. And then I went to the Poppy store and did that.
I love that you call it a Poppy store. Veronica's husband calls it that.
Yeah, Poppy store, bodega.
Bodega. We have a bodega by me in South Jersey. I don't live in Camden, not to say anything about Camden. But I thought like...
Listen, we're from North Philly, so...
That's where you would see the bodegas. But we have one right up the street. He knows us. He knows exactly what we want every time we go.
It's like, yes.
I have a little corner store. That's a bodega is a corner store.
Yes, I know.
Or a Poppy store is a bodega store. Or a corner store. Pick a good one, Mel.
Let's see.
There's some very boring ones on here.
I'm trying to think of anything that sparks a story. I'm going to say never have I ever faked an illness, because as a nurse, when I fake my illness, it's to the extreme.
I mean, I guess we've all kind of done that.
I'll explain. So for those people who ever want to like of work or anything and they need a sick reason, the best way to do it is to make people that's our cameraman.
That's our production.
We're going to leave that in here because our cameraman messed it up. So if you ever want to make anybody, your boss, extremely uncomfortable and not have them ask you questions, just say you have explosive diarrhea.
Oh,
nobody
my
wants
God.
to talk about explosive diarrhea. Call from the bathroom, flush the toilet. I'm having explosive diarrhea. I can't come in today. Nobody want to talk about that. Most of the time, they're going to say, okay, goodbye.
No, I don't want to talk about that now. And as an example.
Exactly. But don't you feel uncomfortable?
That's a good one. So don't just call with the sniffles.
Right.
That doesn't
They don't
work.
right. Like
That
you
doesn't
gotta not be able to be like, nothing really embarrasses me. Like I can pretty much talk freely about anything. If you get embarrassed, that's your own thing. But I feel like I can talk about bodily fluids.
Okay. Well, you're a nurse.
It's most other people that I can make uncomfortable by saying I can't go because I got explosive diarrhea.
Mission accomplished.
Done.
Yep.
Now me and Bella are watching Netflix, minding our business, eating popcorn.
Which we could talk about Bridgerton.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
What's his name? Simon. Love him.
Hastings?
Something like that.
Something.
Pick the next one.
Let's see. Never have I ever been on TV.
Been on TV?
I'll take it.
Oh, you're so famous.
I'm so famous. I've been on commercials.
Is it for Boy Scouts?
One of them was. One of them was on the
I was
news.
like, I kind of remember one of them.
I had to speak Spanish the whole time, and it was so awkward.
Oh, you the token Latina?
Yes, a little bit for that commercial or like a news segment or something. And then I was on the news, not the news. I was on a commercial, 2 commercials for work when the health exchange came out and all that stuff. Right. So that was interesting. I got to get my makeup done and have lines, and I had bangs. So you could
remember when you had bangs.
So you couldn't see that I was reading the teleprompter. So it worked out perfectly because I didn't remember what I had to say. It was like lines. That doesn't happen.
That's good. Bang.
It doesn't happen. So the bangs helped to make it look like I remembered all my lines.
That bang.
Yeah.
That bang will do
I
it.
might have to get bangs again.
Let me see. I'm trying to think of topics that spark a conversation.
You want to go over to this or that?
Yeah, we can.
Or what else did I send you? We were sending topics earlier today.
I guess never have I ever been robbed.
Oh.
We from Philly.
Yeah.
I was robbed twice. Once downtown, probably like 10 o'clock at night, leaving Jefferson. I was in their EMT program at the time. And I was talking to Hilda as my safety blanket. Hey, I'm waiting for the bus, blah, blah, blah. Minding my own business. All of a sudden, it's just a shadow. Takes my phone out my hand, goes running up the street. And I literally still had my headphones in my ear. And I was like, oh, well, I just got robbed.
Couldn't tell anybody.
What do you do? What do we do without phones? I really didn't know what no pay phones. I'm downtown. There was a police station up the street, so I ended up they helped me out. But that was the first time I got robbed. And the second time I got robbed, it was broad daylight, and I was in New York, in the Bronx, and I was waiting for my dad to come home so he could open the door. And right before I got there, he said, make sure you put your phone away because they're taking people's phones and stuff out their hand. So I said, okay, well, of course, that's what happens to me. I'm walking down. If anybody's familiar with the Bronx in New York, Fordham Road is a very, very busy, shopping strip. And the guy started to take he thought he was taking the phone out of my hand, but I had a grip on it because my dad was like, hold on to it. So there was a little bit of a struggle.
Okay.
But he got it out of my hand and ran. So I was like, well, I'll just fucking take it at this point. So that was round 2. So thank God for AirPods now, because now I'm not walking around with my phone.
That's true. That's very true. Mm-hmm. No, in those situations, it's really scary.
It happens so fast.
Yeah, you're just like, what?
What the fuck? I gotta make a claim. I need a new phone.
Then there's the cameras wherever you're at never work, so they can't
Never.
like pull any footage or whatever happens on crime television.
Right.
My car was stolen twice, 2 different cars. One,
It's such a violation.
it was horrible because first of all, both cars weren't worth anything. So the one was like, it was like a green minivan. It was my dad's car, but like,
Where you going?
right,
Where you going in a minivan?
you stole it out of the Pizza Hut parking lot on Aramingo. So that's a main road in Philly. So yeah, we went in. Veronica was with me. Jamie was probably there too. We were all hanging out in high school. Go into Pizza Hut. Good old time, as 16-year-olds do in Pizza Hut. And then you come out, and I'm like, I know I parked here. And I think they found the car like 3 days later or something.
Okay.
Second time, the car, it was like a Subaru station wagon, like boxy red thing. And it was on the corner of my block. We had 2 cars between me and my parents. Mm-hmm. They come around the corner in like our other car, drop off groceries, go around. By the time they come back around, that car is not there, parked on the corner anymore.
Oh my God.
We found
They were
it.
moving fast.
They were probably already in the car as my parents are driving by them.
Was like laid back.
Leaning back.
Okay, let's go.
Driving around the block. The car's not there anymore. I think that happened on like a Christmas Eve.
Damn.
We reported it. The next day we found it. Reported that we found it. And the police were like, were you drinking too much eggnog? I was like,
no, it was really gone.
No.
And now we found it.
The car was 2 blocks away. They had
You just had
taken
to
all
run
the
errand real
change.
quick.
They taken all the change out of the like cup holder and I think tools out the back, and that's it.
I have a cousin whose car was stolen on Christmas Eve too. That's like apparently it's a popular day for your cars to get stolen because people like to hide their Christmas gifts in the trunk. And Hilda was good for that, so they like stealing cars on Christmas Eve
I didn't
because
think
for the
about
most
that.
part, people don't want to hide their gifts in the house; they hide them in the cars.
Kids. I didn't think of that.
The thieves.
Think of everything, huh?
Mm-hmm. And do weird questions.
Yeah.
The first weird question is, who is the 4th person on your missed calls? Let's see.
It's probably a robocaller.
Probably. It's probably somebody trying to sell you a damn warranty. 1, 2, 3, 4.
It's Veronica.
Spam.
Mine is Veronica.
Mine's
and
a
then there's a
spam.
robocaller after her.
Literally spam somebody in Doylestown. Spam and spam again.
They always want to get you on that warranty.
Somebody called me the other day. It's like, I don't have a car. Stop calling me. I don't even have a car. And they haven't called, so maybe that worked.
Let's see. What's your least favorite mode of transportation? Speaking of cars.
Public transportation.
Correct.
From Philly, then you're familiar with SEPTA. And I we just don't get along. I'm like allergic to it.
We were taking Patco a lot to come to work because now I live in South Jersey.
That's nicer.
It's nicer, but it's
Like
I
I'll
just
do
don't
regional
like it.
rail
I can't do it.
if I have to, but you won't get like L bus.
No, I don't like it.
Like there's like a soundtrack of the people of the L. Like I cannot. I can't. I just can't.
We gotta have stories. Veronica and Jamie, I know, have stories
sure.
because they would take the L every day to work, every day. So I know they have stories for years.
Yeah.
Years.
I don't know how they've done it as long as they've done it.
No, and still are like unscathed.
Right. They just be like, whatever.
Yeah, no.
Like I got to get like mentally prepared if I have to get on something. I'll calculate how much the Uber is first.
Yes.
And I will pay the extra money before you catch me.
I'd rather drive in and pay $30 to park.
Yep, I'm fine with that.
I'm not doing it.
I'm fine with that.
These are some interesting questions.
What you got? You found one that you like? Go for it.
Which is one show that you cannot watch with anyone else?
Ooh.
Well, I've already binge watched this show, and I know I won't. I know he won't watch it with me, Kyle. My boo. The Crown. I love The Crown, and I just binge watch it. And I've told him like I love those historical like I love anything that has to do with the Queen and England and all that, like set in olden days. So yeah, because just like a movie, like you don't want anyone asking you questions about who's that,
and the
what's
Crown,
going
you have
on,
to pay attention, like
because they drop like little hints about everything.
It could be a look, and it's a whole nother storyline.
Uh-huh.
So you have to pay attention when you watch The Crown.
So I would say The Crown.
For me, I'm trying to think. I watch a lot of reality TV to distract from my own chaos in my own life.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's a show called Married at First Sight. Do you watch that?
I used to.
So I'm obsessed with that show, and they're like 2-hour episodes, but I dissect them, and I have to watch them by myself because I don't want anybody, like, I'm listening to see if this is a match. I take this very serious. I put up who I think is going to win at the end. Like, this is serious business.
I think that's when I started watching it because of you and Ashley were telling me about it.
Now that I'm talking about it, I'm remembering those. Yes, so there's a new season out now.
Okay.
But yeah, that's my show that I like to watch alone.
The last one I saw was the tall guy, Matt, and like the really short
girl.
He was such a douche. He was so mean to her. Like, not mean. Just disregarded her. Right. Like, you're still dating other people.
Right. I think he had something in mind that he wanted and he didn't get that. So he was just like, you know what? I'm not even in this anymore.
Yeah. That was a good show.
Mm-hmm. It was a good season. Let's see. Is there anything hanging in your room that motivates you?
I'm trying to think of my room. I don't think so. Well, we have a sign that says "I love you," and it's like all the type letter, like letters, or the typewriter letters. So I think that's a good one. I mean, it motivates me to love Kyle, I guess. I don't know. Like, sure, I love him.
I love him more when I read that sign.
And then right above our bed, it says "Happily Ever After," which we're not married, but I mean, we've been together 6 years. This is not a coincidence, right? You don't meet certain people by coincidence, I don't think. So I think it is a happily ever after. So
there's a reason in the season for everyone.
Yeah. In our room, sure, yeah, I would say that motivates me.
What do I have in my room? I have empty designer boxes on top of my dresser from like gifts from the past, so they motivate me to save money so that I can buy more designer shit.
Are you bougie?
Obviously. The Fendi box of Louis, like, girl, you gotta save your coins so you can get more of that.
That is true.
Aside from that, what do I have? I have a buns and abs workout calendar to motivate me to work out every day. A lot of the times I ignore it, but it's there. And I have a P.S. I love you sign at the top of my bed, and it's a reminder for me to love myself.
I love that. I like that.
Motivational things.
I do like that. Those are like little messages that you don't even realize you see them, but like subliminal or, you know.
Positive reinforcement
that
for
is
yourself.
True. It's the energy. Let's see. Trying to find a good one that's not like. Okay. What historical figure would you like to have a chat with?
Ooh. Dead or alive?
One of each. Let's make it interesting. We still got time.
A historical figure, dead or alive?
Does Cardi B count as historical? She's making history.
Absolutely.
So that's our first choice.
I think if we could have any guess between both of us, we would probably die if Cardi was here.
We have to save a lot of coin to interview Cardi.
Or maybe she'll just have pity on us.
Maybe.
Because like they degular like me.
And look at the name of their show. Watch us and follow us and be on the show.
Yes.
No obsession here.
And then just a little bit.
So that would be living.
Yeah, I agree with that. Dead. I feel like now I'm thinking all my historical people are gonna be like people in the music industry because I would bring Tupac back.
Would you?
Mm-hmm. I'm obsessed.
Okay. Mm-hmm. I didn't know that.
I love him.
I'm learning a lot.
I love him, and I think that came from Jamie. And there's a fun story with that one.
Yes.
So around the time where he came out with that song, I Get Around.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, this also ties into Crazy Latina Mothers, too.
Okay.
So we're in the kitchen at my mom's house. She has on a long T-shirt, and on the back it says, I Get Around, because it's the title of the song and the lyrics.
Your mom, Hilda?
No, Jamie.
Oh.
And she's scrubbing dishes. And here comes Hilda. I get around. Ike eso. And what does that mean? Like, it was like a war. And I think that was the moment that I fell in love with Tupac. I was like, okay, well, let's see what this is all about. I think that's where my obsession with Tupac started.
That's a funny story. Wait, but how old were you at that time?
Too young to listen to Tupac.
I'm sure. Weren't we all at that time?
Yeah. Thinking back now, probably.
Like I shouldn't have known any of those lyrics.
Probably.
You know, I'll go around the same thing and say I would bring Biggie back. Because I would be interested.
I guess we can't have them on the show together.
We can't. We got to
Complex.
interview them separately. It's a different seance. I would be interested to know if he never was murdered, if music would be the way it is now.
Right.
Like if artists had succeeded the way they did if he was here. Like I love me some Jay-Z. I'm not
Right.
discounting his talent, but I wonder if Jay-Z would have been as popular if Biggie had been here.
Right, like
Nas,
would Hib Lane
like
have
all that.
been open if they were still around, or if Biggie was still around.
Tupac too, right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Interesting.
We'll interview them separately and
Yes.
we'll keep the peace.
Let's see.
No,
like
I
that
thought we
question.
were
That was a
gonna
good
have
question.
like so many
Yeah.
moments, but
No.
I think we're doing pretty
I think
good
we
for our
both got a
first
little bit
one.
of the gift of gab.
A little
And we
bit.
got a little Don Julio in our system.
A lot of done. We might need a whole. This might be a two-parter.
Right. The intro. Name the top 5 things you would take with you during a zombie outbreak.
This is a Jamie topic.
I'll tell you why it's on both of our topic, because we're both obsessed with Walking
Walking Dead.
Dead. That picture that I have above my couch is from Walking Dead.
I can't see because of the really fancy ring light.
But it's Rick Grimes on his horse. And yes, we are both obsessed with the end of the world and the apocalypse.
All right, so you tell me your 5 because I wouldn't even know where to start.
So if I am taking 5 things for the zombie apocalypse, I am taking some type of large knife from, what is it, machete.
Mm-hmm.
I want to stay away from guns and things that are loud because they draw in the zombies. So most people will say they want a gun.
Okay.
You don't want a gun. Unless you have a gun with a silencer on it.
Okay.
Then that's a different topic. But I would have, for the zombie outbreak, I would have a knife, a gun with a silencer, some type of water filtration system, some flint, and some magnesium to make fire. I've thought about this.
Okay.
I'm
Flint and
ready.
magnesium.
I'm ready for the end of the world. And then I got to pick you up because you got Boy Scout skills.
Did
And
you
you're
hear
gonna
me
help-
say I don't like camping?
you something in there
Something
stuck.
Well, I hope not to pull that out of wherever it is in my brain, but yeah.
What would the Boy Scouts do?
They will make a fire, but you clearly know how to make a fire with your flint
Yes,
and
and
magnesium.
I'm also obsessed with the show Survivor. And on Survivor, they teach you how to do a lot of those things.
Okay. I think I saw like the first season that ever came out, and then I just never like
Of
gravitated
Survivor?
to that. Yeah. But then the show I'm obsessed with, The Challenge on MTV. I've seen
Okay.
it year after year after year, and I think I might have not seen like the first couple ones because that's when like the Real World and Road Rules would like do battles and stuff.
Them, yeah.
But that's like similar to that, and I'll just watch it and wonder who in their crazy fucking mind came up with some of these challenges.
Right. That's right.
Because like I don't think like Survivor, right? You have to survive something in the woods and nature or whatever. Challenge, you're not having to be dangled off of a rope and answer trivia questions, right?
Right.
So I mean, it's still my favorite show. Don't talk about it. So yeah, I don't have my 5 topics or my 5. I'm bringing you and Jamie, and then you guys bring your 10 things for the zombie apocalypse,
Like,
and that's it.
you don't even need a list. Just if you got us, we're good.
That's it.
We got it handled.
That's it. All right. 2 more questions. And then we'll be done for our first premiere episode of Basic and Boujie.
It's exciting. This is so much easier than I thought it was going to be.
I know.
I was
Let's
like,
just
what am I
hope it
gonna say?
recorded.
This is new equipment.
We got to do this all over again next week.
Stay tuned.
It recorded. We know. We have faith.
Absolutely.
All right. So I'll ask, what movie could you watch over and over again and not get tired of it?
So I'm going to pick two. I'm going to pick an old movie. Me and my sister, probably, actually, I might pick two old ones. Me and Jay's like favorite childhood movies. So one of them would be Death Becomes Her. Have you ever seen that?
Oh, that's such a good movie.
Such a good movie. I could watch that over and over. I know every single word. It's really annoying watching it with me and Jay because between that and Finding Nemo, like people just leave the room.
Love that movie.
So Death Becomes Her, I would watch over and over and over again. And the other one would be Aladdin. That's like one of my favorite childhood movies still as an adult. And the story behind it is because when Jay and I were younger, every summer my mom sent us to the Dominican Republic for the entire summer. Like school let out that Saturday, we were on a flight to Dominican Republic, and the weekend before school started, we were back. There was no chilling in the house all summer long.
Uh-huh.
All the TV channels are in Spanish back there, which is fine. We speak Spanish. However, when Sabrina, we watching Sabrina the Teenage Witch, and her lips are moving in English and Spanish words are coming out, you lose interest in that type of television. They had one movie on VHS. It was Aladdin in English.
That sounds
very
precious.
We watched Aladdin for an entire summer, every single night.
Because that's your only like English.
It was the only English movie
speaking.
that the words matched the lips,
Yeah.
even though they were cartoon characters. So that ended up becoming one of our favorite movies. So I think I could absolutely watch Aladdin and Death Becomes Her ad nauseum and annoy the shit out of people because I know all the words.
Those are good movies. Really, really good movies. Ashley would say Aladdin too.
Yes, Ashley.
My two, The Grinch,
Yes.
the Jim Carrey one.
That's like the one I pictured as soon as you said it.
I could watch that. So the tradition is Black Friday, after shopping is done, the tree comes out, the ornaments go up while that movie is playing.
Oh, I like that.
I'm saying the whole movie the whole time. No one wants to be in the room with me. Like, Ashley has told me I'm annoying. Kyle has not said I'm annoying, but I'm sure he's like,
in his spirit.
Seriously. His brother, my brother-in-law, has been there and has not said it's annoying, but I warned them, like, this is what's happening. It's gonna happen. So The Grinch would be one of them. The other one would probably be The Goonies, and that's because that's the first movie.
I don't think I've ever seen The Goonies.
What? Oh, such a good movie.
I'll put it on my list.
That's the first movie I ever saw, apparently, is what I'm told, in the movie theater. When that came out, I guess my parents took me to the movies and we went to watch The Goonies. So I have both of those on DVDs because I don't trust Netflix enough to have that.
You know, they like to December 31st, everything. Like,
Nope.
bye, you're out.
Yeah.
I'm still mourning Friends. We're not going to talk about it.
What about The Office? Right?
I
That's off
just started
too.
watching The Office.
And you couldn't finish it?
And I think I got through like season 2 and then it was off. So I got to like find it somewhere in the universe. Yes.
You got cheated. So, yeah, I could watch those over and over again. All right, what's your last question?
So for the last question, would you consider yourself an introvert or an extrovert?
I'm definitely an introvert. So this is like completely out of my comfort zone.
But you're so
completely. I've done a lot of meditation and a lot of like self-reflection, introspective. Yeah, this year. Like 2020 was like the year. We had a lot happen, right? Globally, but like personally had a lot happen, and I was like, I'm not going to keeping to myself. Like there's someone else that's just like me that will resonate. This story will resonate with them. So I'm an introvert, and so this is way out of my comfort zone, but I don't feel like awkward, you know?
Right.
Like,
No, I understand.
It feels like I should have been doing this the whole time, but I'm an introvert, so it's like,
long?
like I can't wait to get home. I love you.
No,
I love this
understand
space,
that.
but like I can't wait to get home and just be like,
home.
oh,
Right,
you know?
and just be home.
So, yeah.
I would say I am a introverted extrovert.
Okay.
And I say that because initially, excuse me, my dog wants to be a part of this podcast.
She's the third B.
Barking with Basic and Boujie.
Bella.
Bella. All right, Bella. Bye. And I say that I think I consider myself an introverted extrovert because initially when I'm around people, I keep to myself because I'm a people watcher. So I kind of see like how people move and then see if it's a space where I know I could be myself and be comfortable and not be judged.
Yeah.
And it goes from like you meet me and it's like, oh, you're so quiet. And then I get comfortable around you and I never shut the fuck up. So once I'm comfortable, then it's like I'm here. Like Boujie has arrived. Like when you meet me, I'm basic. And then when you get to know me and I'm comfortable, Boujie emerges.
Okay.
So I say I'm an introvert extrovert for that reason.
Okay. So I think we both have a little bit of both in us, like basic and bougie.
Yeah,
like,
for sure.
I joke about Ashley calling me, that's my sister, right? You've probably heard us for like 45 minutes already.
Who's Ashley? Who's Jamie?
So Ashley's my little sister.
And Jamie is my big sister.
Right. She always calls me a basic bitch. Always. Like, you're so basic, right? The nails, which they're a little fancier today. I would always have my hair in a bun. Uggs, which I have on right now. I'm a Dunkin' girl, not a Starbucks girl, but I will rock a Starbucks flask cup thingy because they're fancy. So that's my like bougie side. But she's like, I've attached the word basic to myself because she's always called me basic, and like so basic. She's the bougie one, right? Like out of the two of us. So. But I do have a little bit of bougie in me because there's certain things like I'm not doing that.
Right.
Like I'm not. I know.
I understand that.
So you'll learn a little bit more each episode about us and the basic and the
I
bougie.
definitely have both, and I feel people always I've heard before from like friends and people from my neighborhood or family like, "You from Hunter Park? Who told you could be bougie?" I don't know. It's just like it's just in me. Like I just naturally bougie.
You're destined for more.
That's it. Like maybe in the past life I was queen of something. I don't know.
That was one of these questions. Like, who do you think you were in the past life?
Oh, I think I was somebody important because the way I act now, like, who the fuck do I think I am? Like, who raised me like this? Like, I was raised in Hunter Park by like poor parents. Like, who do you think you are?
What you were
drinking
raised
Budweiser
by
like,
Hilda.
Right.
It's just a story.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Nothing about that upbringing says bougie.
No.
Nothing. Like, down to the Reebok Classics. Like, nothing about the upbringing was bougie. So I don't know where this came from. But it definitely was somebody in my past life.
It happened.
I had to be. Or maybe I'm about to be something in this life. I don't know.
Maybe this podcast will reveal it.
Maybe this is why. This is the reason.
This is why.
I think that's it.
I think
we wrapped up our first episode.
Yeah, so exciting. Wait, let's see if I can hit the applause.
Can we hit the applause? Can we still read?
Now I can't even hear it.
Oh,
shit. Maybe I'm too drunk.
Nope. So we're just going to clap for ourselves.
Yeah, we did it.
Make sure you come back next Monday.
Yes. You'll
meet my besties, and then the following Monday you'll meet her besties, and then the episodes will just keep rolling from there. Yeah. So Monday's your day. Nobody likes Mondays, but you're gonna love them now.
Yes, you will love them. So follow us on what? YouTube, Instagram, us individually. We'll link all that stuff where it needs to be linked. Yeah. So thanks for listening. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week.
I'm excited. Woo! That's a wrap.